The snow was falling heavy that Christmas Eve when Marcus first saw them huddled outside the grocery store. A young mother with two small girls pressed against her sides, trying to shield them from the bitter wind. Marcus had just bought ingredients for a modest dinner, nothing fancy, but enough to make Christmas special for his son Tyler. Money was tight since a divorce, but he always managed somehow. The woman held a cardboard sign that read, "Hungry, please help God bless." The twin girls couldn't be more than 5 years old, wearing thin purple jackets that did little against a December cold. Their little faces were red from the freezing temperatures. Marcus felt his heart squeeze. He was no stranger to hardship himself, working double shifts at the factory just to keep a roof over their heads. But something about those children reminded him of his own struggles when Tyler was younger. He approached slowly, not wanting to startle them. "Excuse me," he said gently. The woman looked up, her eyes tired but kind. "I just bought some groceries, and I have more than we need. Would you and your girls like to come to dinner tonight?" The woman named Sarah hesitated, clearly torn between pride and desperation. Her daughters Lily and Emma looked up at her with hopeful eyes. "Please, Mommy," whispered one of the twins. Sarah's voice trembled when she spoke. "Are you sure we don't want to impose?" Marcus smiled warmly. "It's Christmas Eve. No one should be alone tonight, especially not with children." Sarah finally nodded, tears forming in her eyes. Marcus led them to his old pickup truck, brushing snow off the seats. Tyler, his 12-year-old son, was waiting at home, and Marcus hoped he'd understand. When they arrived at the small apartment, Tyler opened the door looking surprised. "Dad," he started, then saw the three guests behind him. "Tyler, this is Sarah and her daughters Lily and Emma. They'll be joining us for dinner tonight." Tyler, being a kind-hearted boy like his father, immediately smiled. "Hi, I'm Tyler. Come in, it's freezing out there." As they sat around the modest dinner table, sharing the simple meal Marcus had prepared, the story began to unfold. Sarah explained through tears how her husband had died in a car accident 8 months ago. The medical bills from his final weeks had drained everything they had. She lost their house and her job when she had to care for him full-time. Now they were staying at a crowded shelter, trying to get back on their feet. "But I used to be a nurse," Sarah said with a sad smile, "before all this happened. I was good at my job. I took care of people." Marcus listened, his own eyes growing moist. He understood loss differently, but loss all the same. After dinner, while the girls played with some of Tyler's old toys, Sarah helped clean up. "You didn't have to do this," she said quietly. Marcus replied, "We all need help. Sometimes there's no shame in that." As the evening grew late, Marcus noticed Sarah checking her watch anxiously. "The shelter has a curfew," she explained. "We need to leave soon or we'll be locked out." Marcus made a decision that surprised even himself. "The couch pulls out into a bed," he said. "You can stay here tonight, all three of you. It's Christmas." Sarah began to protest, but Marcus held up his hand. "I insist. Besides, those girls need a warm place to sleep." That night, after everyone settled in, Marcus sat in his small kitchen thinking. Tyler joined him. "Dad, that was a really good thing you did tonight." Marcus put his arm around his son. "Sometimes, son, the greatest gifts we give cost us nothing but kindness." Over the next few days, Sarah and the girls stayed with them. Marcus learned more about Sarah's background. She had been an emergency room nurse with excellent credentials. Her references were impeccable, but no one wanted to hire someone with a gap in employment and an unstable living situation. Marcus had an idea. His sister Linda was a nursing supervisor at the county hospital. He called her and explained the situation. Linda agreed to meet Sarah after the holidays. 2 weeks later, Sarah got the job. With her first paycheck, she was able to afford a small apartment. Marcus and Tyler helped her move in, carrying boxes and assembling furniture. Sarah cried tears of joy. "I don't know how to thank you, Marcus. You saved us." Marcus shook his head. "You would have found your way, Sarah. You're strong. I just opened the door." But Sarah insisted. Know you saw us when everyone else looked away. You treated us like human beings, like we mattered. Months passed, and the friendship between the two families grew. Tyler became like a big brother to Lily and Emma. Sarah and Marcus discovered they had much in common, both single parents, both survivors, both believers in second chances. One spring evening, as they shared dinner at Sarah's new apartment, she looked at Marcus seriously. "I need to tell you something," she said. "That night you found us outside the store, it wasn't random." Marcus looked confused. "What do you mean?" Sarah took a deep breath. "I had been praying all day, asking God for a sign that we'd be okay. I was at my lowest point, ready to give up. Then you appeared, and you didn't just give us money or food. You gave us dignity. You invited us into your home." Marcus felt overwhelmed. "I was just doing what felt right." Sarah reached across the table and took his hand. "You were an answer to prayer, Marcus, mine, and my daughter's." Tyler and the twins played nearby, oblivious to the emotional moment. Marcus realized something profound in that instant. When he helped Sarah, he thought he was just being kind. But the truth was she had helped him too. After his divorce, Marcus had felt lost and alone. Opening his heart to help others had reminded him of his own worth. It reminded him that even when we have little, we always have something to give. Years later, Marcus would tell this story to anyone who'd listen, about the Christmas Eve when he met a struggling mother and her twins, about how one act of kindness rippled outward, creating waves of change. Sarah went on to become head nurse in the emergency department. Her daughters grew up strong and compassionate young women who never forgot the kindness shown to them. Tyler learned a lesson about humanity that stayed with him forever. And Marcus learned that sometimes the people we help end up saving us right back. The truth that stunned Marcus wasn't dramatic or shocking. It was simple and profound. We are all connected in this life. The hand we extend to lift, someone else uplifts us too. And sometimes the greatest Christmas miracle isn't what we receive, but what we choose to give. If this story touched your heart, please share, and subscribe for more stories about kindness, compassion, and the beautiful connections that make life meaningful. Leave a comment below about a time someone showed you unexpected kindness during a difficult season. Retry.